Hello everybody, it's Danny and Wanda back from Pecan Grove. Guys, we're over here at the high tunnel. It's the day after the proposed supposedly bad weather was all supposed to come through. We just got rain and a little bit of wind. Nothing serious happened here. So we had, in lieu of it all, we had taken all of our vegetables. Man, we went through a whole rigmarole trying to get all these vegetables taken care of. And had them all set down. Well, this morning we're trying to get the tomatoes from the Vego self-waterings put back up. And when we picked it up out of the container, look at the root system here, guys. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that root system coming out from under there. I'm a believer now. They were just little old bitty plants when we set them in there, and I'm sold. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I'm sold. These things are growing some plants. Well, overall, most of the beds did good. I mean, the thing was they filled up level full to the top with water, but they've all drained down. Look how the dirt splattered up on everything. Man, this is horrible. We're gonna have to get out here with a water hose and see if we can't lightly mist all that off of there before disease gets started. Look at that. Tongue nut tree coming up in my raised bed.
No, we ain't having that.
How dare you? Man. The sweet potatoes did okay. They filled up with water out here, but it all drained out. We got it where it drains. They done probably pretty good on them right now, though, because they need it for the root system on them. And then the tomatoes, this one here kind of blowed over because of this, the high winds, and now the tops are starting to turn, so we're going to have to get a stick in this one to see if we can't get it straightened back up.
But I will have tomatoes before long.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of little tomatoes in there. Look down in there. There's lots of tomatoes in here.
Yeah, and lots of blooms.
Yep. And then this Vego bed here, we had a little mishap here. We came in here and we thought we was trying to figure out what was going on because it was full of water. We forgot to pull the plug out of the bottom of it. So, lesson learned. Make sure you take the plug out the bottom of them. The strawberries grew like 3 inches overnight. I mean, this is insane. These things. I mean, look at the size of those leaves. Those leaves are probably 5 inches across. Look at that. Got a little strawberry there. Now the radishes got hammered pretty hard. They look a little rough this morning. That rain, I mean, boy, it done a number on these things. And that wind, just whipping them from side to side, beating them back and forth. But they'll be all right, I'm pretty sure. Ms. Wanda harvested her spinach this morning. She got a nice mess of spinach off of this. The peppers are doing good. I mean, everything looks good. The watermelons. Now, was this one
that was
one we planted?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't.
We'll see.
It doesn't.
It looks like, I think that one had twins like the other one. You see how the other one has twins?
Yeah, that one had twins too?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just looking. It looks like a new one coming up. And I was just like, did we plant one there?
No.
2 Vego beds right here with the Cherokee yellow wax beans and the, gosh, these grapes are growing. This is the seedless grapes, the white ones. Them things are taking off. I'm seeing the little trindles is coming out here. I got to try to get this thing like brought over here like this somehow or other and get it held in place so that it can begin its journey up these pipes here. The English peas are really starting to take off now. They have made it to the fence, and they're starting to grab a hold to the fence pretty good now. And if there's any carrots that was in there, they're gonna get kind of smothered down, and hopefully they'll come up underneath them, I guess, if there's any of them in there. Now the rain and the thunder and lightning really done these eggplants good. Look at the size of, I want you to look at the size of some of these leaves. I mean, I can put both of my hands under, that leaf is that big. I mean, them things are huge. These leaves, this one here is like as big as my hand. I mean, these things, you know, I don't know if it's the electroculture, you know, played a part in that or what, but man, these things.
These down here have no electroculture. They have not.
No, these have no electroculture.
Grown hardly at all.
And they're just sitting there, and it's all the same soil. I mean, it's not like we done anything special.
This one has electroculture, and 3 or 4 of these have electroculture.
Yeah.
And yet those have none.
These have none. Even this one right here, this one has none.
And it's
next. This one has one. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. And this one does. This one does.
And that one does.
That one does. And this one, I can't tell, does not. So, I mean, you go look at it for yourself. I mean,
some do, some don't. But
some don't. It's supposed to work in a radius around it. That's why I didn't put them on every plant in here.
But this end just is
this
not.
End, I didn't put anything from here down. I put nothing. So, I definitely see a difference.
We'll see.
Well, Miss Wanda, her minis here are all doing pretty good. They fared the weather very, very well. She picked her another cuke this morning.
And the tomatoes.
The tomatoes. Look at them tomatoes. There must be 50 tomatoes on that little plant. I mean, it's amazing how many tomatoes is on that little plant. I'm just shocked.
The minis are doing really good.
Now the peppers took a pretty bad swishing in the wind because they're so tall, but they didn't break over. This one had actually fallen over and had begun to curl up already, and we had tried to stand it back up. I'm gonna have to stake them, I guess. And this one here, I'm gonna have to stake, get it stood back up, because they're all getting kind of tall now. We're gonna have to get something stuck beside them. The squashes, now these buckets, they filled up with water. All of these did. Of course, you know, they got holes in them, they drain down. But it's, they're all looking okay. I can't complain about it.
We gotta sit these 2.
Yeah, we gotta sit these up. We might as well go ahead and do that. And kind of, let's see how the root system looks under them. All right, let's take a look up under this Vego bed. And I see the roots hanging out under there. This one's doing the same exact thing, which tells me if you put some liquid fertilizer in the water, like fish emulsion or something, they would feed just off of the water.
Plus,
we got electroculture. Okay, here's our newest plant here, one of our ones we're getting started off. Doesn't have a lot of root system on it. I see one trying to pop out right here, a little bitty one. But they don't, this one doesn't have a lot on it. We got these.
I guess the water got up.
Yeah, the water. Look at this, guys.
Our worms are on the ground.
They're so slick I can't get a hold to them.
I don't know how to get
I have no fingernails to pick them up with. They're trying to run from the water. There's so much water fell.
We got to walk around and see if we got worms on the ground.
Yeah, I guess I'll just stick them back in these pots, I reckon. I don't know that I put any in these.
No, but that'll be a start.
That'd be a start in them. Okay, all the pots hung in there pretty good. We've been waiting on this one the blackberry to start popping back out, and there it is. It's coming out. We knew it would make it. It just needed a little time to get its root system established, but the deal looks really, really good. And it did good after the rain. The oregano still, no, look, the onions are trying to bulb. Maybe it's time. Look at this, getting some little bulbs starting. There's one there. All of them's getting that little white bulb on them now. Maybe we just are just now getting there. These are getting a little bit of a bulb on the bottom of them. So that one right there.
So we might be getting there.
We may be gonna make an onion this year. Who knows? This Vego bed here, the cauliflower, I mean, it did good. The tomatoes, I brought a bamboo stick from Deepsouth with me this morning. I found one laying over. I brought it. I'm going to have to tie this one up to that bamboo stick. I got to get some more in here. Get these tied up. This one's really laying down. It needs to be picked way up because I'm just letting it lay against that. Which I guess, you know, in all reality, I could leave it laying against them and tie them to them, but I'd rather have them sticking straight up. The little Abe Lincolns, they hung in there through all the rain up under here, and they got protected. They're really growing, and the cauliflowers is really taking off. Look at this one. This one here is what cauliflower is supposed to look like.
And it's got an electroculture under there.
Yeah, this one has the actual electroculture.
Does any of the others?
Yeah, this one has it right here. I see one here. Up under there.
Okay. That one has it too.
Yep, that one has it.
This one has it, I see.
I stuck it around several of them. We just didn't have enough for Mr. Mickey to put it around all of them, but we put it on what we had.
Most of them. All right, look at the difference. I don't see one on the back.
Not one on this one?
Yeah, but look at the difference.
Well, look at the difference in them. There's like a foot in diameter difference.
I mean, I know people may say something, but sometimes the sight you can see.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with what you're looking at there. Look at that. I'm pulling up grass. Look at that. That stuff.
Still have it even in the beds,
yeah,
don't
still
you?
Got it even in the bed. Chilly out here this morning, guys. It's in the 50s and the wind's blowing pretty hard. Cloudy. Let's take a walk down to the 60-foot raised bed garden down there, and let's see how it turned out. Well, down here at the 60-foot raised bed, let me just go ahead and tell you this. We got 4.5 inches of rain and 40-mile-an-hour winds. Well, it's 39.8. Might well say 40 miles an hour wind. And it blew the onions over, blew them down. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, can't say that didn't happen, because it did. Blew the tomatoes over. We didn't want to stake them because we was afraid if we did, it would break them off. Now I can come back and stake them. But you know what we're noticing? After the storm, a lot of the onions are starting to put on little bulbs at the bottom. There's one over there that's got a nice bulb starting on it. One right here starting to bulb up. So I'm going to have to get in here and get the grass out now that I know they're going to actually start bulbing. Now the red ones, I don't see any bulbs starting on the red ones.
It's trying right here.
Are they starting to try over there?
Yeah. They're just a little deep. They may have to have some dirt right
I'll probably
back.
have to do a little ringing on them, but we got to do some weeding. Now that we know, look like we might get some onions out of them. And
this one, you can see. See?
Yep.
This one.
So we might actually...
They're just a little deep in the dirt is the problem.
We're going to have to come along and do a little ringing, which I have videos showing how to do that if you're curious in it. And plus, we may show when we do a few of these. The carrots got blew down really, really bad.
But they usually stand back.
When the sun, if the sun ever comes back out,
look at this.
They'll stand back
I see
up.
some nice carrots in there. When you get where you can see, they're starting to get some good sized carrots.
So these are going to be okay, I'm pretty sure. And these tomatoes here, wow, they growed outside the cages just in
that short period of time,
one
a day.
They just growed outside the cage, you know.
They put on a good bit of...
They put a lot of growth on. Wow, one day.
And this is the way we've done electroculture for many years, is to use these wire cages, and things seem to do better in a wire cage.
They do better in the wire cages, yeah. Now they're not any kind of special metal or anything, but galvanized would be better with the zinc on it.
Yeah.
It definitely would be better. But these things are Cadillac in here now. And then these onions, of course, like I mentioned in the other videos, they're at the end of their life cycle.
We'll probably be pulling them up shortly and drying some of them.
Yeah, we got a little bit of weeding to do. We got a lot of little things we just got to come down here and do. And it doesn't take a long time to weed. That's one thing we like about this 60-foot raised bed. It doesn't take a lot of time to weed it. Let me just do something here. I'm just curious. Let me get a little bit of this grass out of the way.
I see something.
There's a nice bulb down there.
It's way down in there.
It's way down in there, but
Yeah, it looks nice.
It's a nice bulb, so we're gonna have some garlic bulbs. I'm gonna just leave them. I still think
Until they die down more.
yeah, I'm gonna leave them until they die down a little bit more. I have noticed since you and I have been out here, the no-see-ums are starting to bite
Hit
on
us.
the edge of my face right here. A lot
Yeah.
of people wonder what it is that eats you up in the garden when you go out there. It's these little no-see-ums. They're like a gnat, but they bite like crazy. So we call them no-see-ums. They're really bad down in the Gulf Coast region down in here. Okay, the English peas, I'm gonna have to get down here and do a little hoeing on them, but they're coming along pretty good. Starting to bloom now. It's a little late for us, but I think if I can get in here with a hoe, I think they'll do pretty good. Now this one here got it got blowed over bad. That storm, it done a number on these now. I gotta see if I can get them where I can get them to hang back up there, but maybe the trindles will grab hold. Get them up here, because when they tender like this, they break really easy. I hate to fool with them when they first do this. But if you don't, the sun grabs them and starts doing crazy stuff with them. Well, the garlic is all hanging in here, looking pretty good. Just got to get down here and do a little bit more weeding, guys. This is not our style of gardening, but nevertheless, we had to do what we had to do this year because everything was getting behind. And our cucumbers here, we got to get that kind of laid up there and let the sun dry it out a little bit.
I got a bloom on that one.
Yeah, this one's actually done starting to climb. Remember last time we kind of leaned it toward the fence a little bit.
And this is just weeds.
Yeah, it's all weeds. And the direction of the wind, it blowed all these cucumbers in the opposite direction. And the leaves have got so much dirt on them, they're heavy. You got to get them kind of, without damaging them, we got to get them back in this direction. It's going to take a little work on them there. That wind was ferocious, guys. It was ferocious.
40 miles per hour, but it was rough for us.
It was rough for us, yeah.
I look.
Oh, look at him. Woohoo! Look at that. We got a bloom on our squashes.
But do we have any little baby squashes?
Oh yeah, there's a baby squash on the other side right there.
There
Look.
he is.
There he is.
This one was bloomed out yesterday when I come out here after the rain.
Okay, well it's, I don't know that it got pollinated in all that rain. It may not have.
It may not do what it needs to do, but they're all blooming.
Yep, they're all gonna bloom, I think. And we're fixing to drop back down into the 40s again, guys. So, that's not good.
Now these tomatoes.
Yeah, look at tomatoes, look pretty good.
More weeds.
Oh, this one here.
We just having trouble with this one on this side, but it's got a tomato on it.
It's got a tomato on it.
You're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to go get some. Well, we go back
string.
We go back to Deepsouth. I'll bring some string back over here. And
We hadn't brought our tying string yet.
nope, it's all still in the high tunnel, I imagine. And our such pretty potatoes, guys. The wind really wreaked havoc on them. Yeah, they're broken over in little places. So, hoping that all the water we got didn't mess the taters up under the ground. These, probably in a couple of weeks, these will all be over with on this row. From the looks of it, they're just looking like they're not doing the best in the world. But now the peanuts, they actually jumped out after that rain.
And I come and planted in the
Right here,
spot.
look at that. Yeah, they actually took off. That rain did them good. You can see them.
I filled in all your little spots,
Okay.
and then the beans took a.
Oh, they took a bad beating. They really did take a bad beating.
They're blooming, but
Yeah,
they got the worst of it.
I
Probably.
think they got the worst of it all. Yeah, but they may pop out and do pretty good. They loaded with blooms though.
all of them.
They ain't got no leaves on them hardly, but they got blooms. Of course, you can't eat the leaves, I reckon. I guess the beans is what you're gonna be eating.
And we pulled a few rutabagas, and I fixed them with some greens.
Yeah,
and
they were so good.
they were delicious.
They was good. Corn got knocked over, washed out of the ground.
After I planted some, it may all got washed up.
Yeah, it's I see your corn seeds. They're all laying here everywhere.
So planting corn might not have helped.
Didn't get it deep enough.
I went about an inch.
It's all laying on top of the ground down through here.
That means a lot of water come through here.
A lot of water came through here because they're laying off out in the middle of the rows.
We have some that's up. How tall is that? 4 inches? Maybe.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give this another week. We got a week in the 40s coming in the mornings, and so if it don't, guys, this is no-till. I never thought it would work anyway, but I'm giving it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance. And if it doesn't seem to pull out, I'll leave the corn that's here, but the ground is too valuable to us to just let sit and have weeds just take it back over. I've got tons of sweet potato draws. I'll come in here and just start sticking sweet potato draws in the ground in here, and we'll let this become a sweet potato bed, you know, and at least we get some benefit out of it. And the deer don't want to jump this into here. So we're gonna give it another week, see how the corn does. If it doesn't do like we want it to, then we'll know that we're never gonna do the no-till, and we'll just start planting our sweet potatoes in here. We are back out of the sweet corn cage down there now, and we're back up here. Looks like one of two things are going to happen. Either the French fingerlings will be the first to be picked or dug, or the snap beans will actually begin to have beans on them, and they'll be the first to be picked. So we don't really know yet, but if you want to know, I guess the best advice I can give you is keep watching us, because we will show you whichever one comes first. And there's nothing better than new potatoes and snap beans. That is really, really good. Or new potatoes and English peas. Those are the two things that we really like to have together. So hopefully we will be able to have them up and get them going here before long, and give you a tour when it comes time to start harvesting. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove. We had to come take a look at the Danny corn. Now, most of the ribbon that you see out here blew off of the electric fence rods I had and was laying down on the ground. I just walked through and picked it back up. You can't tell it in the video, but all the corn is leaning yonder way. So, hopefully, well, I'm pretty sure, as little as it is, the sun will go ahead and pull it back up pretty straight. The only problem is it is so wet that I cannot get to it right now to plow it. It's going to actually take several days of dry weather before I can actually get back in here. And that's going to be a kind of a touch and go thing. If you notice, the last time I cultivated it, I went ahead and put the fertilizer to it, because remember I told you it was kind of small, and I had an opportunity to do it before the big rain come. And now I am so thankful that I did, because at least now there's enough moisture and the fertilizer was there to be able to get the corn up and growing. To be honest with you, the way it's going this year, I'm probably looking at one more time to plow it. I usually would plow it 2 more times, but I'm probably not going to be able to because of the growing conditions. So probably what's going to happen is the very next time I'm able to cultivate it, if it grows as fast as I think it will, then I'll probably have to lay it off. And I really don't want to do that. I'm going to try my best to get 2 more cultivatings out of it. But if I can't, I just can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to work with the weather. So continue to watch us, and we'll keep showing you updates here on the Danny corn.